a, make a positive change in the children of Israel. Well, that's not correct because after the 40 years were over, Yusha bin Nun, the prophet, he led the children of Israel to go and fight the enemies in the Jerusalem, and this time the children of Israel followed their prophet, and they actually went to fight the enemies, and they didn't run away like last time. So the 40 years did make a positive change in them because if you think about it, the people that the people that when they were at Jerusalem the first time, the people that refused to fight, um, they were young, or they were like young as in like they were able to go and battle. Um, but after the 40 years, these people, the same people that refused to go and fight, are either too old to battle or they died because 40 years is not a short period of time. So a new generation came, and this generation was brought up and raised to go and fight the enemies in Jerusalem. So they were raised differently. So it did make a positive change because they focused to bring up a generation that would be not like the last one that refused to fight, but to a generation to go and fight with their prophet. And this is what happened after the 40 years. Um, the people, the children of Israel, went to go and fight the enemies with their prophet Yusha bin Nun. So they were walking during the night to Jerusalem, and they wanted to make it. They wanted to attack during night at nighttime because it's easier to attack when it's nighttime because the enemy is not going to see you. It's very dark. It has its advantages. So they wanted to their attack to be during the night. But they were walking, and they it seemed like the sun was about to rise, and they were still not they weren't at Jerusalem yet. They have not reached Jerusalem yet. But the sun was about to rise, and this is not going to favor their plan. If the sun would rise, their plan would not go as they wanted it to go. So Allah helped them in a way by holding the sun from rising until they reach Jerusalem and do what and fight the enemies and win. So this is how Allah helped them. Allah made the sun rise, made the sun not rise. He held the sun back. Allah, Allah held the sun back, and so that they could go and fight the way they want to. So that and they won, and they took over Jerusalem. And this miracle, the miracle of Allah holding the sun from rising, it's very unique to Prophet Yusha bin Nun. It's a miracle that has not happened to any other prophet or any other human being. It only happened to Prophet Yusha bin Nun. So he's known for that miracle. Uh, Allah gave him that miracle. Omar, you were saying something?
No, I
Oh,
wasn't.
okay. Is it clear so far?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have any questions or anything you want to say?
No.
All right. Um, okay. Then they entered Jerusalem and they settled there for for centuries. Um, uh, and at first they were strong. They were not weak. They were a big nation. But as time went by, they started to weaken. And there was a time when the enemies had the upper hand. There were enemies that the children of Israel had, and during this time, the enemies had the upper hand, and they were killing some of the children of Israel. They were taking them out of their houses and taking over their properties. So this was not a very good time for the children of Israel when they were living in Jerusalem. This is centuries after they took over Jerusalem. This is a very long time after Prophet Yusha bin Nun. A very long time after that. So they had a prophet during that time. We don't know the name of the prophet, but we know what happened in his story. We don't know his name, but we know his story. So when during this time of weakness that the and humility the children of Israel were living in, they started to feel bitter because they were so weak and they couldn't do anything big against their enemies. So they went to their prophet and they said, especially even so this was not something that was felt by the people that were living, the people that were not very rich. So as in any community, the children of Israel had poor people and middle class and rich people. So this feeling of humility and of weakness was not only felt by the poor people or the middle class, it was even felt by the wealthy people. They felt this way and they felt bitter. So they went to their prophet and they said, pray to Allah that He sends us a king so that we can fight the enemies with him. So they wanted a king to lead them to fight the enemies. So the prophet was surprised that they are asking something like this. Why do you think the prophet was surprised that even the wealthy people and the children of Israel were asking to fight the enemies? Why do you think the prophet was surprised?
I don't know. Violence?
Violence? You said violence?
Yes.
Yeah, what about violence?
Like, it's bad?
No, because defending yourself is not bad. And fighting the enemies is not a bad thing. But he wasn't surprised because of that. Do you have any other guesses?
Nope.
Okay. So the prophet was surprised because the children of Israel, if you remember when they were there, they had they had a trait that they are not very obedient. They are not very obedient. They always try to bend the rules. If you remember with the prophet Musa alayhi salam, they were not easy to handle. They were always like trying to make up excuses or um, find other ways to do what they want. If you remember when when they had to when they were living some time when they were living near a shore, and they were not, it was forbidden that they fish during on Saturdays, but they did a certain trick to a certain trick so that they that allowed them to go fishing on Saturday without them actually um, going to the sea and doing the fishing. They said, so if I don't know if you remember that story, but the story shows how how they always try to bend the rules so that they satisfy what they want to do. They satisfy their needs. So they're not known for being obedient. So this is why the prophet was surprised that they're the ones asking, doing the asking to go and fight the enemies. So it's not the prophet telling them we should go and fight the enemies. It's them wanting to go and fight. So the prophet was surprised, and he wanted to make sure that they're actually gonna fight, and they're not only saying that, they're actually gonna go fight. So he said, if Allah ordered you to fight, are you actually gonna go and fight? Or are you, when the time comes and you should fight, are you gonna back down? So are you sure? Are you sure that you're gonna fight when Allah orders you to? And they said, yes, we are very sure. How come we are not gonna fight the people that are hurting us? So then the prophet prayed to Allah that Allah assigns a king from the children of Israel to lead the rest and go fight the enemies. So Allah assigned a person called طالوت. I'm gonna type that in chat. So that's his name in chat. Talut was the name of the king that Allah assigned to lead the children of Israel in the battle that they wanna go that they wanna have. So now Talut was not a wealthy man. He's not from the royal family or anything. But he was assigned as a king. Allah assigned him, and Allah chose him to be the king. What do you think the reaction of the children of Israel was when they knew that Talut was gonna lead them?
I don't know.
So, do you think that they took this in a welcoming way, or did they reject him as a king?
Welcoming.
A welcoming way? Well, no, actually, they didn't welcome Talut. At first, they didn't welcome him as a king. When they first heard his name and that he's gonna be the one leading them, uh, they rejected that because he's poor and he's not from the royal family. So how come he's gonna lead the wealthy people and the wealthy people of the children of Israel? So the wealthy people especially were the ones against that, against Talut being the king. But then the prophet told them, that wealth is not the only thing you need to lead people. You need two other important traits, which are strength and knowledge. Strength and knowledge are the two important traits that you should look for when you are choosing a king. So a good king should be strong because he is able to protect his people from enemies, against enemies, and protect his country. So he should be strong. And a good king as well should be knowledgeable, because he should be able to know how to rule over people in a wise way, and how to solve problems, and find solutions to problems. So he should also be knowledgeable, so he knows how to rule over people and be a good king and benefit his people. And he should know how to protect them. So strength and knowledge are the two important attributes you should look for in a king, and not wealth. Wealth doesn't come first. A wealthy king doesn't is not gonna protect you necessarily if he's not strong, and he might be a tyrant, and he might not be a wise king and a good king if he's not knowledgeable, if he doesn't know how to find solutions to problems and stuff. Then he might be a tyrant. So wealth is not the measurement. Is not a measurement for a good king and a bad king. So this is what the Prophet told them. And this is why Allah chose Talut to be the king, because he has strength and knowledge, as we said. And then the Prophet told them, Allah will send you a sign. And once you see this sign, then that means Talut has become a king, and you guys should follow him. As you guys said, you said once there is a king, we're gonna follow him. So the Prophet told them, a sign is gonna come, and when you see this sign, you guys, the Talut has been officially assigned as your king. So the sign was a chest, a box, that was stolen from them. The enemy stole this chest from them a while ago, and since then they were not able to take this chest back from the enemies. And this chest was very important to the children of Israel because it contained remnants of what Prophet Musa and Prophet Harun left behind. So Prophet Musa and Prophet Harun left behind some stuff, some of their belongings, and this chest had the remnants of that. And it is important. This is important to the children of Israel because Prophet Musa and Prophet Harun were the first two prophets to free the children of Israel from the humility of the Pharaoh. If you remember the story of Musa and Prophet Harun, they're the ones that freed the children of Israel from the humility of the Pharaoh. So this chest is important, and they valued this chest very much. And when it was stolen from them, they were upset about it. So Allah's gonna bring this chest back to them. They're not gonna go and fight to bring it. Allah's gonna bring it to them. Allah's gonna order angels to bring this chest to the children of Israel. And once they see the chest, and once it's back to them, this is a sign that Talut has become the king, and they should go follow him and fight. Another thing that the chest has is tranquility from Allah. So Allah's gonna put tranquility in this chest. So that tranquility is not about them, so that they feel calm, and they feel calm and ready to go and do what they should do. So so this is the sign, and the sign happened, and Talut was assigned as a king, and then Talut was then taking the lead and getting ready to go and fight the enemies. we can stop here. It's already 40 minutes. Do you have any questions?
No.
Okay. Okay, if you have nothing to say or no questions to ask, then we're gonna end it here and continue next time, inshallah. We're gonna say the dua first. سبحانك اللهم بحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك.
مع السلامة.